Welcome back to For Fun and for Glory, more E3 presentation discussions. Now we're going to talk about the EA one, which I personally didn't watch. And once again, we're joined by our lovely guest, Andrew Wise
Hello.
Guy.
How's it going, guys?
And since we didn't watch the EA conference, we're going to let Mitch take it away.
All right. I got stage fright. So, within the last handful of years, I have not been impressed with EA. You guys should probably agree with me with that.
Oh yeah, EA
Like,
is just
They
Like,
usually
you
just
can-
talk about their sports initiatives.
They do,
and-
but I even mean just as a company in general. Yes, they just did like a complete like sweep of their company. Like they have an entirely new staff for the most part.
There's a lot of females now.
Yeah, which is
that's
Which
awesome.
is good. Yeah,
awesome.
for sure.
I
I wasn't bashing that.
but
I'm
like
sorry.
sexist.
No.
No, it's really
I'm
good.
pretty,
now.
I'm pretty
no,
happy
it's
about that. Yeah.
'cause honestly, like growing up watching E3 and even watching video games, like the stereotype of it was girls were, oh my god, video games are so stupid. Like, oh my god. But now,
Which
And
is
now,
stupid
like-
because there were so many gamers who were female,
yeah.
right? The whole
And
time.
now, like, the head engineer of, like,
Microsoft.
Xbox is female.
Which
Yeah,
is
and-
awesome.
which is
So,
awesome. Like
that's pretty
actually
sweet.
seeing women get into this stuff is
Oh, yeah.
amazing.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love it. But I just mean in a company in general, like they've been disappointing. Like Battlefront 2, Battlefield, it's always good, but I haven't been as interested. Like Battlefield 1, I wasn't as interested in. It was fun, but it was
It was neat.
I find EA games just aren't holding my attention.
exactly like
Challenge isn't everything.
I go back,
Yeah.
I go back and look at like old EA games, like even 007, Agent Under Fire, Nightfire,
Oh,
great
man.
games.
Let me-
I can
Agent
play-
Under Fire.
Let me drop a good one on you. How about Lord of the Rings: The Third Age?
Yes.
There you
That
go.
was a great one.
That was a
Like,
great game.
And then they started getting too much of a business.
Right.
Like
yeah.
Like SimCity was a fucking disaster
oh, horrible.
when that came out. This just didn't work for weeks.
No.
Nope.
Like it was literally unplayable. So I try to watch everything at E3 because like industry I'm
I
getting
try to
into,
too,
but
yeah.
and also like it's something I enjoy. Like video games are my.
It's all good. It's all good.
And just kind of
He was like flicking the mic, so you guys are gonna hear like.
Oh, sorry, my
It's
bad.
all good. It's all good.
It's all good. All
Um,
good.
I do this frequently.
You ruined our take, Andrew.
God damn it! Race start.
I'll be in my trailer. No, but I watch them and like
Go on.
I don't live in my mom's basement. Like EA has like they're saying they had their technical issues. They tried to show a game and then they realized the computer wasn't set up properly, so they had to just. So it's like, yeah, you see things that are meh, and you get the sports game, which all sports games they're the same every year except like the new NHL game will have the Vegas Knights, which would be okay, and but I just want to see like I know some added a story, but I would actually like to see a genuine story
For what? Sorry.
in sports games.
Okay, yeah.
Like- Like in the NHL games, like actually not just you play hockey, but like literally like you play as your character. I wanted this even in Guitar Hero.
right.
You play your character, you live your character's life, going to hockey practice, going to baseball, hockey.
Right.
And I
whatever.
think they tried that with the last NFL game.
yeah, they did, but like again, that was nothing.
And at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of gamers who are on the same boat as me who don't really
Yeah,
care too much about
Like,
the
I don't
sports
mind-
games.
like,
No, I don't either,
Hockey
personally.
the hockey games, I really like. Like I grew up
Right.
playing those, and I even grew up playing hockey. The football ones, I just get bored of. It's
I
fine.
keep,
Don't worry.
I keep flicking the damn
I
microphone.
it's okay.
Just
It'll barely pick it up.
I don't even know where all my fidget spinners went. I had a Pikachu one. It was fucking awesome. Probably under
4
the couch.
free ones from the grocery store today.
Nice.
Yeah, weird.
Why?
This woman just handed them to me because I had like this is totally off topic. I
Really?
came to the register with a bunch of breakfast food, which is totally me because I love breakfast food. And she's like, "Wow, big breakfast today." And I was like, "Yeah, like my girlfriend has her siblings over, and she asked what age they were." And then like I just started listing off the ages. Then she handed me 4 fidget spinners, and I was like, "Okay."
Like the kids are not getting these at all.
Oh, they did.
No, but I'd like to see that. And then they went on to talking more about Origin Access, which is their sense of like Game Pass and
Right.
for the computer, which is okay, but nothing too.
The issue with streaming services is the more that come up, the more you're gonna have proprietary IPs pulled from generic. So, for
Yeah.
example, Xbox Game Pass, right? The more publishers that make their own streaming service, it's gonna rip games from things like that,
Mhm.
Exactly.
right?
And like, so it wasn't overly like the start of it. I missed the beginning of the conference, like the first couple minutes of it. I came into Battlefield, which was awesome. Like, looks great, looks solid. Yeah, they're doing the battle royale, whoop-de-doo.
Yay.
But it's back in World War II, so it's a game I might pick up.
Sure.
Not day one, but it's a game I'll pick up. And then they did something that I was actually upset about.
What was it?
They added a mobile game, and they showed gameplay of a mobile game. 2 people playing a mobile game together.
They added they showed a mobile game at E3.
A mobile game. They started. It was a mobile game. They're fighting. There's a missile in the middle.
Was it Battlefield Funko Pop?
Oh fuck.
You're gonna hear about that in every single fucking video.
Oh my god, that'd be too
No,
good.
the game, it started like there's a red and a blue team, and there's a missile in the middle, and you have to get to these certain points,
Right.
which let you activate the missile.
Okay.
And whatever team activates it, the missile fires at their base, and they lose half their health, 2 missiles, and you win.
So
Okay.
it's red versus blue Funko Pop.
Pretty much. And then
Shit.
they announced, that it was a Command and Conquer game.
Oh,
Okay.
Command and
Okay.
Conquer, I believe, was Rivals.
Also mobile?
This is the mobile game.
Oh.
So more Command and Conquer games that aren't the one I want.
Exactly.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
And so I saw that, I'm like, oh, Command and Conquer. I was talking to Sebastian about it. He's like, oh,
Right.
Command and Conquer, you piqued my interest. I'm like, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
Trust me, watch it.
and new.
And so I was disappointed with that. Battlefront 2, they talked more about that, and they, yes,
Gross.
but they talked about how bad they fucked up.
Oh, I guess.
Yeah,
And
at least
so-
they talked about their shortcomings, but it's so far gone now
It is. There's
that
nothing.
they can't possibly revive it.
Everything they're adding into it is free now.
Of
They
course,
just
it has to be
they're
at this
into the Soul, like the new movie, but they're adding in the prequel trailers, General Grievous, Anakin Skywalker, stuff like that, and then they pulled on your,
Heartstrings?
I'm gonna say a pun, your yarn strings, Unravel
Oh.
2.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's a co-op game.
Oh
now.
yeah. Okay, I remember that
It's a
game.
co-op
Yep.
game now.
Unravel 1 was really good.
Difficulty spike.
I lost a lot of interest in it after it's such a nice like heartwarming game. They got like Irish folk music in the background the whole time.
And you gotta get good real fast.
Yeah, and then you get to like level 12 and it's like, what the shit?
Yeah,
How do I get this water to do what I want?
yeah. But this
Yeah,
game,
that was
it starts like Yarny's on a boat, and there's a huge, like, you're in a tropical storm. You go flying, and you're holding on to your yarn on the boat, but then your yarn snaps,
ooh.
and you go floating. But then you meet up with a blue Yarny, and you kind of connect your yarn, and so now you play the game together. You make
Avatar?
trampolines, and essentially, it looked like a cute game, and they released it the second they talked about it.
Oh, cool.
It's now available on Xbox, PlayStation,
Okay.
PC, I'm assuming. So that was kind of cool that
How
they
much
did
is
that.
it though?
I didn't check.
I will say that Unravel
$39,
1
I think.
is probably one of the most visually stunning games I've
Oh,
ever seen.
this game even looks even better. Like, I'll show you guys.
It looks like real life.
It really
like,
does.
Insane.
It's
they
do that though to get you in,
Exactly.
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
they
And then
games like that have like wicked physics. It's like, oh, this is so awesome, it's so cool.
Little
And then you
Big
play it for a
Planet.
while, then you're like,
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It looked cool. Like,
Right.
it looked cute. It looked
Sure.
interesting.
Yep.
And then the cringiest part of the entire
oh,
thing,
the Jedi
the
one,
Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh boy.
and no one cared.
No, but here's the thing though. Like,
I care.
Oh,
it's
I
just,
care,
it's-
exactly.
It's just
if it's what they say, and I believe it was you that actually sent it to me, that it
Yes.
takes well, they said it takes place between episode 3 and 4.
Sure.
well, they said it in. Let's clarify.
The darkest
In this actual
times-
like jankiest, most like terribly written interview I've ever seen for a gaming conference. It's made by Respawn Entertainment. That's really all I got from it. They showed no footage or anything.
right.
The woman just literally walked up to the developer in the audience and started talking to him. But upon further research, It takes place during episode 3, and you play as a Padawan that survived the attack by Anakin on the Jedi Temple.
So you're one of the younglings?
So you don't know that, right?
Yeah,
Like
I know.
the Padawans were like older too. Like
Yeah.
Obi-Wan was
He
a
survived
Padawan.
Order 66.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
And that sounds like a really awesome idea.
Yeah, the way they
Because
described
you
the way,
actually play as a Jedi.
the way they
Exactly.
the way they described it was that it was occurred during one of the darkest times for the Jedi Order.
Yes.
That's what they
Yeah.
said.
And so like that was cool, cringy as anything.
Worst interview
And it's too
ever.
bad because like I love Star Wars.
Me
personally,
too.
But like the crowd just wasn't feeling it. They're like, yeah, guys, Star Wars, and everyone's like
Whoa.
cringe, like just
Yeah.
not saying
But
anything.
here's
And
the
you know
thing, what was
I
the
think it's 'cause they
actual
didn't
point?
show anything.
What was the actual point of saying that we're working on a new Star Wars game?
Comes out when we're done.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Well, no, they
No
said
release.
they said
Aiming for 2019,
late 2019
Yeah.
release date. And
but
Like-
still aiming.
Mitch and I were talking about game releases, and he made a good point. Pretty much when a company drops just the year, it's probably gonna get pushed back.
Yes.
when they drop the year or like June, it usually gets pushed back.
Yeah.
When they give a date, the chance of it getting pushed back are slim to none. It
Yes.
happens. Don't get me wrong,
Right,
yeah.
but it
Yeah,
rarely
yeah.
does.
So
sorry.
I just want to say one more thing because I didn't watch the conference, but like I watched that interview. But because it's Respawn Entertainment, like I'm not the biggest fan of the Titanfall games, but they play extremely well. They
Yes.
look good.
Yeah.
It's really smooth gameplay. So I don't think they'll make a bad Star Wars game.
No, like
Yeah.
Respawn has been doing really well. So
Star Wars is a really hard IP to work with too.
Exactly.
more or less
Yeah.
for because of the fan base.
Right, and also just because like like you said, the fans are harsh.
Mhm.
Yes.
these
Oh,
games.
sorry. Speaking of Star Wars, that's another thing with the Battlefront 2. They're bringing in more dogfighting. You can fly as the Millennium Falcon. You
Oh,
can
cool.
fly-
Yeah,
So,
But
cool shit.
I'm still not gonna buy it.
If the
No.
game drops
came
to
with
like
my
$10,
PS4.
if the game drops to like $10,
Yeah,
I'd pick it up.
like
Okay.
Battlefield 1
Yeah,
or Battlefront 1, sorry.
but that
Battlefront
was
1
too
dropped
janky.
to like $4.94 on the Xbox store.
Yeah,
so good.
right.
It's so good. Battlefront 1? Star Wars Battlefront 1?
Like you mean the OG
No,
Xbox one?
we were
Yeah.
talking about the new one.
No, the new one.
The new
Oh.
Battlefront.
that came out.
Okay, here I'm getting nostalgic over here.
No, I
No.
love the old Battlefront.
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Don't get me
Those
wrong.
games are backwards compatible now.
Let's say,
Yes,
God,
they are.
the days of run around as Yoda in Battlefront, the
Yeah.
original
The-
Battlefront 2,
Yeah,
so good.
Battlefront 2 is so good.
The next thing that was talked about, EA is gaming now is all about bringing the indie developers in.
Mm.
Like they love doing that now. A Way Out was an indie developer, Cuphead indie developer, and
True.
those were two of the biggest selling games of 2017.
Yeah.
And so EA was pitched an idea from this team in Berlin. So the CEO went down there, I believe, personally, loved the idea, funded them, and now the game is being released, and they brought that team to EA, or to E3, sorry, at the EA press conference. The game is called, I believe, Sea of Solitude, or Sea of Solace, I believe. Very animated, very painted, but it looked great. The concept of the game is the lonely people in the world turn into monsters.
Oh.
Okay.
So the creator, she went into this thing like she wrote this game when she was in the darkest place in her life.
So
Right.
she had, like,
About-
depression.
Yeah, so this thing is like you're running away from this giant monster, which I'm assuming is loneliness, and your person is on the brink of turning into this monster.
Oh
Right.
shit.
So this game actually looked really cool, and
Does this monster like represent depression or something?
I think so because it's just like this dark shadow.
That's a really cool idea.
It's a cool concept, and it like touched me personally because like
Yeah.
I going through that stuff myself, and like
Yeah.
I really wanted to get that game.
yeah, it
And
probably resonates personally with a lot
it
of
does,
With
people.
a
but
lot of
also
people, yeah.
watching like if you guys go back and watch anything from EA, watch that part because she went on stage and it took her 5 minutes to get started because she was smiling ear to ear. She's like, "This is the happiest I've been. Like I never thought I'd be at E3." And
Yeah,
that alone made me want to get this.
That's a
game.
milestone for like a lot of people.
Yeah,
Oh,
and, like,
exactly.
it's interesting because I looked up a lot of stuff and I didn't see anything on that, so I'll definitely have to go check that out.
Like the game, I don't think it's action based. I think it's more like of a Limbo kind of thing.
Okay.
Is it kind of like Firewatch in the sense it's a game, but it's also just a story?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Firewatch was
I
interesting.
think
yeah.
so.
Right.
But I highly recommend checking that out.
Cool.
I'm pretty sure I got the name wrong. but it's like Sea of Solitude.
I'm sure if we search up EA conference, it'll come up.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, Battlefield 5 was talked about.
It's a new Battlefield
Every year,
game.
every
It
year.
looks
every
cool.
year.
It's-
So now they brought up the big guns. Anthem.
Right.
They finally announced Anthem. They finally gave it a release date of February 22nd, 2019. If that
Makes sense. There's too much going on in the fall, like
There is.
for other stuff. So
But at the same time, they promised this game for 2018.
they did.
And my problem with how it got pushed back twice, if I'm not mistaken.
And I'm pretty sure the creative director has been fired twice.
Yeah, so that worries me. The gameplay looked amazing. I know it's rendered for E3. So, like,
Yeah.
it's not genuinely what the game actually will be like.
It might
But-
be on an Xbox One X or a PS4
Yeah.
Pro.
Or,
But
or just the developer kit.
yes, or just
Right.
the developer kit. Yeah.
My problems with this game are they're saying, from what I understood, I could be completely misreading this or misheard it. They're saying it's going to be on one giant server where if it's raining in everyone's game.
Right.
If it's sunny in everyone's game.
Which, if you think about like the idea of Anthem, you're like normal people in exosuits on like a distant planet.
They actually
So if like
explained-
everybody is playing at the same time, that would kind of make sense. If like
Right.
you're all in this exosuit, and like
it
if
makes-
you're in one area and if you're in the same area as someone else and it's not raining on theirs, that would kind of take away from the whole-
immersion.
Yeah, the immersion.
Oh,
of
it makes perfect sense. Don't get me wrong. Like if you're playing in a party, yes, that
Right.
would make sense. But since everyone's in there, it just makes me worry that I'm gonna buy this game and it's gonna be unplayable for weeks.
The big issue with they call mega servers, I guess,
Yeah.
is that first off, the game is only as good as long as the developer wants to support it.
Yeah.
'Cause if
Yes.
it's always online, that means when they're done, they're done.
That's the thing. It is a multiplayer game,
Right.
and you know how some multiplayer games have a story mode and it's meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're focusing main on this story,
Okay.
so you can. The
Is
game
it
is
always online though?
No, you can play by yourself.
Oh, sweet.
the
Okay,
game
good.
is
I didn't know
harder
that.
when you play it by yourself.
Oh, that's
Okay.
fine by me though.
But they wanted you to get involved with the characters that you play as.
Okay.
When I was watching like the developer interview, something along those lines, they said they were trying to create like a third-person action shooter that no matter where your friend was or what they were doing, that you would always have time to play this game and immerse yourself.
Because like
in it.
Monster Hunter
And-
World, it was along the same lines, but if you wanted to play something with your friend had to be in the exact same part of the game as
Right.
you
Yes.
were.
Yeah.
And that kind of ruins the aspect of the game.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they talked a lot about it, and there's so much I can't even explain. But like all the suits in it, you're not limited to one suit. You can play as all four of the suits.
Right.
There was the
There was
ranger.
a tank,
There was a ranger,
the
the
storm.
Colossus, the Storm, and the Ravenger.
Yeah.
I
Something
think.
like that.
So you got like just a basic all-around one with the Ranger. The Colossus is the tank. It has the big
Right.
guns.
Yeah.
The Ravenger, I think, if I'm getting the name right, it's speed.
Yeah,
Like,
if
it's really fast.
it
And
all-
then-
Yeah.
It all pulls from classic fantasy.
yeah, and
And then-
the Warlock in Destiny, like the
Yep,
magic.
yep.
That's what the Storm is.
Yeah.
Okay.
He looks awesome.
But you can play as all of them. You upgrade all of them because different missions will be like, well, maybe I should use the tank for this one, or so.
And I think that's what they're learning from Destiny. Like, don't get me wrong, Destiny 1 and 2 and all the DLC, I played as the Warlock because that just like struck me.
Mhm.
Like day one playing Destiny, I was like, this is my class.
Yeah.
Like I'm never gonna change that.
Yeah.
It really like struck a chord with me. I like Anthem's idea because they were stressing that you are just a normal person, but in an exosuit,
Yeah.
and
Right.
that's why you can have so many of them.
Okay.
And the game is set around if I'm not mistaken, you're searching for or protecting the Anthem, which is this robotic shell thing that kind of creating everything. It's kind of like Horizon. It's kind of like
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I didn't
So-
know that. That's cool.
they explain that. Like I said, go watch the press
Yeah.
conference or that part. They'll explain it better than I can. I didn't write it all down because
Right.
I'm not a fast writer. I couldn't.
Okay.
The world I explained, it's huge. From what I'm understanding, it's different. It's
Planet-sized.
yeah.
That's the word they used. So
You can customize your what they're calling Javelin, are the suits.
Yeah.
Right.
You can customize them to however you want.
But color and everything.
Yeah, because they want you to feel connected to everything.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
They are refusing to do a pay-to-win system.
Thank God.
Yes.
They're like, if you want to spend money on cosmetics, you go for it, but it's not a necessity.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, they have to add that in, like Morgan said. Like, it is a necessity in gaming, but you don't have to. It doesn't affect if you want like an eye patch. I'm making shit up, but if you want an eye patch, all right, you go spend money on it.
Yeah.
But it literally does nothing. It's just like, ooh, cool, I spent $1.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry, continue.
Two things that I'm kind of thinking about this game. First of all, I love BioWare.
Yeah.
I've loved BioWare games from day one.
Mass Effect 1.
Like, Mass Effect 1, even going back to
Dragon
like
Age.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic.
The original one. Like, I played that game a lot. So
me too.
I'm always like, I feel good about BioWare, whereas some people don't because Andromeda was bad, right?
Yeah.
But either way, I like BioWare, but the big issue that I hope they don't fall with Destiny, and this might be unpopular, I don't know, Destiny's endgame content is shit.
Yes.
Because it's not accessible unless you have a guild or something like that.
Yeah.
So I really hope with Anthem, if there is like that kind of same style endgame content, that it's accessible for a single player.
Well, they touch on that topic as well. This game is going to be an ongoing game.
Okay.
They're going to be adding content for years to come.
That's what they said, yeah.
Yeah.
And like things that will affect the game. So like that will dig more into the lore of the game. So
and like
there'll be
free, right?
They
Probably
never
not.
touch on that.
Oh,
but
true.
possibly.
Probably
Yeah,
not.
true.
But EA's getting rid of the premium pass, which means they haven't.
That's true.
touched
They are
on
getting rid of the premium pass.
Everything's
so.
free that's
Right.
coming out. But because they said they're like it could be you're flying around the map and a fucking tube on the ground that was normally closed is now open.
Okay.
That's cool.
See, and
So
that's,
like they want it to
They're adding
be
to, like, their
ongoing
own
because they don't
world.
want you to be stuck at the end game.
and I love that. That's a great idea, but it's the same thing. The new content, I just hope is accessible for the single player.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has time to organize events with the guild from players who might
I don't
and,
either.
and that's
who may like be across the world and you have to play different time zones and stuff like that.
when
you know?
playing multiplayer, you're not limited to the amount of suits you can have.
yes.
So if we all wanted to play as the Storm, we can all play as the Storm.
That's cool.
It's
Yeah.
recommended not because,
They're good at different
different
things.
Yeah. but we can all do that because from
Yeah.
the gameplay they showed, there was like 3 tanks. There was
Right.
a ranger and a
kind
storm.
of like what you said with the new game. The next thing I want to touch on is they're making way too many promises.
Exactly. And this is what actually
And that's what. Sorry, go ahead.
No, this is what people probably remember with the original Fable game.
Yeah.
When original Fable came out, I loved that game personally, but Fable was actually just a fraction of what it was promised to be.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were really upset with that.
Because I'm
Right.
worried about what they're saying is because remember what they promised with No Man's Sky?
Yeah, that was like a
Oof.
biggest letdown.
That was
Yeah.
they got sued for that.
Yeah. Well, because they held pre-order
they
dollars on false
Yeah.
claims, right?
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like so those are the things that bug me. Like I said, February 22nd, 2019 release date. It's a multiplayer game with a lot of single player content to it. Like it's
Yep.
not single player content like you can play the entire game by yourself.
Yeah. As long as that is
It's
possible,
they said there will be a difficulty spike,
and that's fine.
but
I'm totally
it's-
fine with that.
but
I
it's
will
playable.
just grind, like get my exosuit up, like whatever I need to do.
But if you're telling me when I get home from work, at nighttime, and I want to play Anthem at 2:00 in the morning, I don't have to wait in like a party search to try and play endgame content.
Yeah, I hope they stick with what they're saying
Right.
because that would be
yeah,
And honestly, for the most part, that was the EA conference in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Like it was good, but there wasn't anything that I was like, holy shit! Like Anthem, I was excited for. Like when watching it, I was even sitting at my computer. I was like all right, you know,
Yeah.
that's cool. But other than that, it was like they talked way
Yeah.
too much about FIFA.
Again,
of course.
it was
And FIFA is like the biggest sport in the world, right?
right.
Yeah.
I'm not a soccer fan. I don't know if anyone else here is
No.
a soccer
No,
fan.
people love FIFA.
but people love soccer, so it's gonna sell.
yeah.
So that was EA. I'm getting way too scared where gaming's going.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things like I'm always skeptic when given like Windows, like I don't mean like PC window, I mean like Windows of release date.
What was that? Is that supposed to be Windows sound?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Wow.
sorry.
Wow,
I'm
how bad
sorry.
do you feel now? Wow, that was absolutely shit. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I didn't go to school for sound or anything.
It's funny because he did. But it's just
McDonald's. Bum.
da 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 da.
Like,
I'm loving it.
Trademark.
I'm actually I'm actually gonna jump ship. Like when I was a kid, for whatever reason, I mixed up the factory shoe and the what was it? Factory shoe. And what was the mattress fucking store?
Mattress
Mattress
Depot?
Depot?
Yeah, and I was always like factory shoe. Or no, what was it? Whatever. It was like
Yeah, no, I know what exactly.
I got factory shoe and like this fucking mattress thing mixed up.
Oh, factory shoe. Why buy a mattress
Mattress
anywhere
anywhere.
else? Ding. I
Yeah.
knew exactly where you were going
Yeah,
with
and
that.
Hashtag London probs.
Yeah, and I would just like, and I like got older. I'm like, fuck.
I'm dumb.
Anyways, back to the gaming topic. I really, I'm pretty psyched for Anthem.
So am I.
Like, I know they can't bring every single thing they promised, and what I said, I think during the beginning of the discussion, or like off recording, is that this game is promising to be like the most ambitious game of all time. Like
that's gonna be the game that will make you go and buy the Scorpio.
exactly. Like if because it actually looks like it would. It's like if anybody remembers watching Avatar for the first time in
Right.
3D.
Sure.
That was amazing. All those visuals in that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like it would be the same thing. You would want that on a good experience, on a great experience console like the Xbox One X or PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
So
All right. So, like I said, that pretty much wraps up EA. This is gonna be a short one.
cool.
So we're gonna be doing a Bethesda one, probably quick, and then we'll be doing. I mean, Andrew will probably be leaving us tomorrow. He won't probably be in a talk tomorrow, but we're gonna be doing
A Sony.
a Sony.
I'll be in more. I would
He'll
like
be
to be
more.
involved in
Oh,
that one.
100%. Like this is.
If you like we could totally hold off if need be if Andrew
Yeah.
wants to be on board
Well,
with that.
because like me and Andrew work together. I'm going over to Morgan's most likely after work
Right.
tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll have to. It'll be late if that's okay with the missus. I'll have to watch some of the conferences, but then we can do a talk on them.
I have to like get home from work at 11, watch the conference, and then we discuss it. But that's cool because I don't work the next day and Nintendo's the next day. So.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, well, shit. All right, we'll discuss this off
Yeah,
recording.
for sure.
Long story short, EA more of the same. It's
more of the
More
same.
sports. Anthem looks cool. A lot of promises.
I'm 5 out of 7. Like,
What?
don't you remember that?
5
meme?
out of. Oh yeah.
I forgot
A
about that.
solid 5 out of 7.
Yo, I'd give
oh
you
my
a solid
God.
5 out of 7.
I
Says
remember
I forget what it was. It was the weirdest meme.
Some guy named Tyler, and then like
Tyler,
just,
5 out of 7.
Just a bunch of. Oh my God.
All right.
Anyways, I guess he means 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's,
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I really like all the Anthem stuff they talked about.
Yeah.
So
That
I'll give it.
that
a
was the
different-
big thing. Like they started with Anthem and ended with Anthem.
Yeah.
That's the. Okay, I can't describe it, but I actually saw like the opening before they got into gaming content, and it was the screen, and it was Anthem, and one of these big monsters like actually came out of the screen. They made it
that's
3D,
pretty cool.
and then had 3 or some of the javelins just attacking it. It was a cool way to start
That's
it.
kind of badass.
That is pretty sweet.
We'll see if we can find it, but it was a great. All right,
Cool.
so yeah, tune in with next time. We'll be talking.
About Bethesda, Sony, and Nintendo.
It's E3 week. We'll be doing this more often.
Fuck, we got so much to talk about.
All right,
Anyways,
later, guys.
peace.
See you later.
Bye, Sebastian.